What first drew me to the world of casting was I ended up working in a casting studio on reception, and there were a couple of casting directors working there who I got to know. I ended up running the sessions for them because they didn't enjoy it, which is a bit weird as a casting director. You think that you'd enjoy it, but what I really loved was the fact that coming from an acting background, I could understand how the actors were feeling and also give some perspective and direction, and I just found that this world suited me. I got to know quite a few casting directors, one of which was a lady called Sarah Crowe, and I ended up working with her for 7 years, maybe longer. When I'm casting comedy, I believe in the truth. There still needs to be truth behind it. So I put drama actors into the comedies that I do, because then I think it has that sense of believability and realism. A good actor is a good actor, and they shouldn't be pigeonholed, and they should be able to explore. I think to make a good casting director, there's a number of factors. Obviously, you need your creativity. You need to be good with actors. You need to be good with making them feel at ease in an audition, because you need to appreciate how vulnerable it is for an actor to be putting themselves out and doing an audition.
Very much being able to be present and say things that the actor doesn't say in the moment. Just making sure that you make your actor feel safe to explore.
A bad casting director won't allow room for collaboration, allowing the actor coming in to create a scene with them. I think a bad casting director will pin up loads of walls.
When it's miscast, I feel like everything is a bit off. You don't believe the character when it's too far.
Try to not make it so strict and impersonal. It's nice to just have a bit of a short chat before, like, this is what we do, and like kind of get to know each other a bit before, and not just be like, okay, sit in this room for 2 minutes and then you go to this room, do your audition, and there you go.
You need to be able to adapt to different producers, different directors, different personalities. You need to be able to work a budget. So that's not the fun bit. You need to be able to do the paperwork. That's not the fun bit. But the creativity is definitely an art. There's so many factors that are involved. What can be difficult with studio demands and budgets is they're all different. Everybody wants the best actor, obviously, for the role. You've got to be able to work alongside the team that you're working with the production company, to work the budget, to make sure that you don't go over the budget. I do think with the budgets, you ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. So you can ask an actor if they'll do it. If you've got a high budget, fantastic. It's about working together and coming to a solution. So initially I get sent the script. When I'm reading something, I get excited. I'm making notes as I go along on the characters, but people are springing into my head, ideas are coming into my creative brain, if you like. I will make a wish list, my ideas of who I think are right, and then I will liaise with the directors, the producers. We narrow down the shortlist, and then we go from there. A lot of the time it's instinct. If there are known actors, people who are starting out in their career, I have an instinct that I think is natural, and I can tell if somebody's got it and if somebody's right. The relationship I have with the agents is key. They trust me. That is something that a producer necessarily can't do. I did a show about paramedics. The production company were very keen on a different actor for one of the lead roles. And I had in my head from when I read the script, this certain actor, and I stuck to my guns and I kept saying, it's this person, it's this person, it's this person, because I am incredibly passionate about what I do. And when I feel something's right, I'm always looking for the best person for the role, the person who can deliver. What I will say is I only want to work with actors who are nice people as well, and that has not changed. That's something I learned on my way up when I was a casting assistant. So to any actors out there watching this, be nice to who you meet on the way up, because you might meet them on the way down. Things have changed from when I started in the way that actors are discovered, in that back in the day, you had to go to RADA, you had to go to LAMDA, you had to go to the top drama schools to get an agent, to be discovered, to be seen by casting directors. I'm excited that that has changed. The role of the casting director has shifted slightly in a sense as it has for actors with self-tapes coming in. So I think there's positives and negatives to that. I don't think it's changing for the casting director. It just means we watch a lot more self-tapes. But what it does mean is that more people are given an opportunity. And I also think that for actors with self-tapes, you can do it again. If you're not happy with your tape, you can redo it. Whereas when you're in an audition, whilst I do think that actors need to be confident to ask, should I do something different? And I would hope that the casting director and the directors would offer and say, do you have any questions? Would you like to do it again? And I would always ask somebody to do something more than once. The first time you're going to be really nervous, and we also want to see that you can take direction. But I do think that there's pros and cons to self-tapes. It's not all negative. Social media, I think, has changed casting in a certain way. If you are casting for a certain demographic audience, tweenies, teenagers, early 20s perhaps, then yes, social media would come into it. It depends on the project that you are casting for, I would say. Casting over the next 5 years with modern technology and AI does frighten me. It's my one worry, because I'm concerned about the powers that have created AI.
I'm Hachtur. I'm the founder and CEO of Nolan AI. Nolan AI is an end-to-end pre-production suite powered by AI to make content faster, cheaper.
It does really, really worry me, and I'm anti AI.
We have technology, what we're calling Starcaster. Basically, that would be in the future the casting platform where you can not only submit your profile and submit to particular films, but also you can train your lines with the characters. It will be for learning, for training, and then for submitting. You have a character, you can break down the character, understand the motivation, and above on that, fictional or non-fictional character will build that up. You or me or anyone who will try to touch for that role, you will be already prepared.
If you really did care, you wouldn't have let this go on for months.
I do care about my stuff.
If you really did care, you wouldn't have allowed this to go on for months.
They will put those of us in the industry, not just casting, not just actors, the whole industry could be out. And it's been a really tough time for everybody in the industry over the last few years since COVID anyway.
How much time are people spending to forecast a budget to understand approximately, right? And you're spending thousands of dollars. Now, line producer will say, we're stealing their job. It's not. We're changing how you can use your time.
There's nothing that can take away somebody's creativity and personality. You can't replace that with a computer.
We don't want to change anyone's approach, how they are doing filmmaking, because that's the uniqueness of doing the films, right?
The thing about traditional auditions is that I believe they will still continue because we all love to be in the room. We all want that connection. I know I said about self-tapes, but from self-tapes you can come to a recall, we can cut it down. I do think that being in the room gives an actor and the team, the director, the producer, the casting director, we see the chemistry, we can see how we can get on, we can see you can take direction. And it's fun, it's lovely to meet people. It's nice to interact.
You okay? Thin line, scene 7, shot. Doing it over there. Cameras in your one, take one.
If there was anybody out there who wanted to find a career as a casting director, I think what I would say to them is start making short films, casting short films, open your network, don't be closed off. Start with university films if you're at university, college films, make things with your friends. You never know, short films can take you anywhere. Your knowledge needs to be comprehensive, you need to do your research, you need to watch things, you need to go to the theatre. I had to go to the theatre at least once a week. That was a given. I would say go for it. Just start casting things. Don't sit around and think about it. Do it. I also think making contact with other casting directors, wherever you are, there's casting directors all around the country. Aim high. Why not?